This is a 12-month warranty inspection. This is a gas-fired furnace. As you can see, we have gas pipe located directly in front of the furnace, just about a couple of inches away. Manufacturer's installation instructions, and this is with every manufacturer, requires that there be 24 inches of clearance between the entire front of the furnace. Why is that? Well, here we have the burners for the furnace. These have to come out, in our climate, maybe every 2 or 3 years, and you need to pull these straight out. Now, if we do that, we're going to have to disconnect this gas pipe, and the valve is right over here. So that's a lot of unnecessary work. That brings us to the electrical feed. Look at all of this extra cable that they've installed. They've ran it right alongside the fan inducer across the entire interior of the cabinet. It's going right here at a vacuum switch. It's going against the gas valve, and then finally going to an improperly installed junction box. So these splices that were made to connect the furnace wiring to the electrical feeds must be sealed in this junction box. Now, the manufacturer doesn't want you to run everything across the interior of this cabinet for obvious reasons. You'd have to kill the power to maintain anything in here and pull this wire out if you have to replace this motor. So if you look carefully, see a little hole right there? That's where you're supposed to come up. So this wire has to come out. There's plenty of wire here to route around, come up, and then you come into the junction box this way. This is what the manufacturer requires. Every furnace manufacturer requires this. Or you can put this junction box on the exterior and just use a regular 4-inch box or something. But if you're going to use the manufacturer supply J box, you have to come in through the cabinet. So what else do we have here? We have line set materials that are not properly insulated. All these little gaps right here have to be insulated. Cold air comes out and starts causing condensation, causes corrosion to the auxiliary pan, and it's already caused corrosion to the air handler cabinet. So auxiliary pan, let's talk about that. The auxiliary pan is required to be underneath the air handler, protrude by, I believe it's 1.5 inches. I'll have to check our local codes. We look really good in the front. Now this is the evaporator. This is where the warm air is going to rush across your furnace and hit your evaporator. Cold air comes out. This is summertime cooling. So sometimes you will get condensation and it drips, especially through these. If these are defective or this is defective, this pan is what's going to protect your home from damage underneath when this happens. So as we look at the back of the air handler, you can see you got about 1 inch back here. This part of the air handler is not that important. I'm concerned about this piece of equipment right here. This is your evaporator. And as you can see, the pan is not properly installed. It must overlap this edge by about 1.5 inches. I'm gonna have to check that code. So what else do we have? We have unsupported gas pipe. In South Carolina, we are required to support this gas pipe. Right now, this gas valve right here is acting as a support. So this will vibrate and it just needs to be properly supported. Other than that, pretty typical installation for what I normally see. I'm just starting to see this more and more, and I don't think these installers, they're not licensed. I don't think that they are reading the installation instructions. Do you think that this unit was inspected by the city or the county? No, this was never opened. I can guarantee you that. So this is a 12-month warranty inspection. This is why we perform warranty inspections. These are very important defects.